Hurricane Fiona tore through Puerto Rico on Sunday, shutting off electricity across the island and unleashing catastrophic flooding. At the time of writing, more than 1.36 million households are without electricity, according to Power Outage. The storm has killed at least one person in Guadeloupe in the Eastern Caribbean. No deaths have been reported so far in Puerto Rico, but the full extent of the damage remains unknown, and dangerous conditions remain on the ground. Hundreds of people were evacuated from the hardest hit and most vulnerable areas across the island. Fiona has moved west, and the eye of the storm is now in the Dominican Republic. However, Puerto Rico remains under a tropical storm warning, as heavy rains continue to hit the U.S. region. Several districts in the southern and western parts of the island are under flash flood warnings until 2 p.m. local time Monday, according to the National Weather Service. Flash floods in progress in Puerto Rico. Heavy rainfall will only exacerbate the current situation. Move to high land immediately, San Juan NWS said in a tweet. Wind gusts between 30 and 40 miles per hour are also still affecting southern cities. At the height of the storm, winds were blowing at 80 miles per hour. The NWS warned that ongoing flash floods could be life-threatening and said landslides and rockslides were possible. Major landslides have also been reported in some areas. As much as 30 inches of rain has fallen in some remote areas, while larger swaths to the south and east receive between 12 and 16 inches. Fiona landed in Puerto Rico just 2 days before the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Maria. Maria also destroyed the island's power grid and caused the longest blackout in U.S. history, with parts of the island going without power a year later. Hurricane Fiona hit Puerto Rico as a Category 1 hurricane and held on with that strength over the Dominican Republic. Hurricane categories don't always match the degree of devastation, as slow-moving hurricanes like Fiona can cause greater total rainfall in one area and exacerbate infrastructure damage and harm. In the early hours of Tuesday morning, the storm is expected to strengthen to Category 2 before making landfall in Turks and Caicos and parts of the Bahamas. On Wednesday, the storm is expected to grow stronger into a Category 3 hurricane. Fiona is projected to remain off the Atlantic coast of the continental U.S., with a trajectory centered on Bermuda, and is expected to eventually hit Nova Scotia and Newfoundland in Canada. The storm forced road closures while a highway bridge in the city of Utuado in the center of the island has been washed away by a flooded river. The health minister confirmed earlier that a major cancer hospital in the capital San Juan had no electricity after its backup generator failed. An emergency shelter in Sabana Grande in the southwest, where dozens of locals, including some frail residents, have sought shelter, is also without power after its generator failed, according to Ruth Santiago, an environmental lawyer and campaigner for Caramas Sol, a grassroots movement to transition the island from a centralized energy grid to rooftop solar power. The port is closed and flights out of the main international airport have been cancelled. Flash floods, landslides and strong winds have damaged crops in the south of the island, with more dangerous conditions expected through Monday. Puerto Rico is a tropical archipelago and U.S. territory located 1,000 miles or so southeast of Miami. The main island is mostly mountainous, surrounded by a narrow coastal plain where the majority of its 3 million inhabitants live in cities and towns. It is one of the most vulnerable places on the planet to extreme weather caused by the climate crisis.